It didn't even take 4 days for Vini to be showing off against another big team. This time, the Brazilian was very important in Real Madrid's victory 3-2 against Barcelona, scoring a goal and giving an assist. With today's victory, Team Merengue practically guaranteed the league title this year. And after another show from Vini in a big and important game, Ancelotti made sure to play the morale of the guy up there. Stay until the end, because we're going to show you his moves today, everything the Italian coach said about our beast, and I'll want to know your opinion about a big controversy involving him. Well, as I said, before the game, Real was 8 points ahead of Barça, and if they lost, that difference would drop to 5 points, and still having 6 games to play. That is, an advantage that would still keep Blaugrana's team alive and dreaming of the title. But with Vini's show today, which guaranteed the victory, now it's 11 points, and for 5 games we know it's a practically impossible difference to be taken. It could even happen, but we're talking about the biggest team in the world and not Arsenal or Borussia. But what I'm trying to say is that Vinicius just doesn't get tired of being impactful in big games. Take a good look at his current sequence. Game 1 against City, 2 assists. Game 2 against City, 1 assist. Game 3 against Barcelona, 1 goal, 1 assist. That is, 5 total goals in 3 games that could completely complicate Real Madrid's season if they lost. This is when the team needs it the most, and we see who is who. Also remembering that in January, Barcelona and Real Madrid played the final of the Spanish Super Cup, and Real won 4-1, and it was simply 3 from Vini. He certainly has one more reason to face Barça, because of the offenses that the fans of the Blaugrana team always make against him. In this Champions League, in all Barcelona games, he wasn't even close, and yet several fans took the opportunity to offend him. Then, in February, when the Merengues were still point by point leading the table with Girona, in the game between them, Vini also simply scored 1 goal and gave 2 assists. He played so much in this game that Ian Couto, who scored him on the tip, left the field even crying. We can say without a doubt that this season he simply put in his pocket all the big and important games that the club made. His numbers are not only so absurd, because even before the turn of the year he lost almost 2 months injured, but while he was on the field, he decided, or at least it was very important and impactful in all the big confrontations. So pay attention to his goal today, in his assist, in a shot that he missed, and in Bellingham's goal in the last minute that guaranteed the victory. And a lot of people can even say, but he missed an easy goal there, the goal he scored was a penalty, so his match wasn't even too much, they're exaggerating. Well, 2 direct goals in a very important game to guarantee the title, I think it was a great game, yes. And if Ancelotti, who is one of the greatest coaches in history, also thought, who are we to disagree, right? Pay attention to the words of the Italian. We played another great match where we knew how to stay calm and keep working on our proposal, even while we were at a disadvantage. I think this is one of the greatest qualities of this team. We are used to dealing with any kind of situation that can happen. It was another game where Vini showed his strength. I honestly don't remember the last match that he didn't help us with a goal or an assist or both. His pass with the bad leg to Vázquez's goal was sensational. He had in mind that today was a great game and he loves this kind of match. A short time ago I said that when he is at his best level, he is the best player in the world today, and he honestly proves that in every great match he makes. We saw what he did against Manchester City and now also against Barcelona, and it's not today. I can mention other great games in the season like the Super Cup against Barcelona, the match against Girona, against Red Bull, And finally, there are many only this season. Because of all this, and given his recent performances and the impact he has been able to cause, I think it's time to start putting him at the level he really deserves given his numbers and achievements in recent years. If we don't start putting pressure on him, these awards will never be fair, that's what I think. Yeah, Ocelot made it very clear that Vini has been deserving much better places in the awards he has been participating in. Remembering that on Wednesday, after the game against City, I had said that Vini spent a month without assists in the Champions League. And today, with this goal against Barça, another interesting statistic is that the Brazilian equaled Benzema as the player with the most goals in the El Clásico since his debut at Real Madrid in 2018 and 2019. It's very interesting to bring this data to the table, as we can thus record how little by little he is writing his name in the history of the biggest team in the world. Also remembering that others who spoke very well of Vini recently were Jude Bellingham, Thierry Henry, Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. In other words, we are talking about Bellingham, who is undoubtedly one of the best in the world in the current season, Henry, who is a world champion and a consecrated player, Modric, who has simply 5 Champions League, and Kroos, who in addition to the 5 Champions League also has the World Cup. All these stars recognizing the talent and how much Vini Jr has been causing damage in recent years with the Real shirt. Now my question is, why does the Spanish club want Mbappé so much that he plays in the same position as him? I honestly don't know. But particularly, this for me is a big mistake, as it is to exchange the right for the doubtful, since Mbappé himself made a mess on PSG in 2022 when he was forced to play as a centre-forward so that the team used Messi and Neymar at the ends. Who then guarantees that he will not do the same in Real, hinder Vini and break the good shirt of the club? Yeah, and well, honestly, another thing involving Vini that no one is talking much about yet is the Ballon d'Or. Undoubtedly, nothing is yet defined, but we can say that the favorite names currently for this award today are certainly Mbappé, Henry Kane, Julio Bellingham and Vini Jr. But we must not forget that of these all, the favorite to win the Champions League is Real, which already benefits only Bellingham and Vini. Now imagine if Brazil wins the Copa America in the middle of the year while Bellingham's England ends up losing to Euro, couldn't it paint a Ballon d'Or for Vini? Because in this final stretch of the season, he has been playing more than the Englishman. And while both would have the Champions League and La Liga title, Vini would have the title with the national team, while Bellingham would not. In other words, in this scenario I see the tournaments by national team in the middle of the year making a total difference in the choices. Of course we can't forget the fact that in other seasons he was also very good and ended up in positions lower than he really deserved. But if all that I said happens, it will be a big theft not to deliver the Ballon d'Or 2024 to the Brazilian. His numbers are great, he appeared when he had to appear in big games and of course he will have conquered literally all the titles he has disputed. In this scenario, can you see any reason for him not to win, apart from a FIFA chase? So now I want to know your opinion about this controversy. What do you think? Did Vini today guarantee La Liga? Do you think that if he also wins the Champions League and Copa America, he has a chance to take this Ballon d'Or home? Or do you think that FIFA will really not allow this to happen, and therefore will end up going to another like Kane, Bellingham or Mbappé for example? Comment down there your honest opinion about this, why? And if you haven't seen Thierry laughing completely in shock with Vini and Rodrigo too, after this game against City I'll leave this video appearing right now on the screen. Check it out and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks.